Howdy cats and canaries, it's Paul Kozinski from the Nearly Men here doing our first ever review. Check us out! So get comfortable, because it's time to start a loving or start a hating. Our first review is from CCP Games' Atlanta studio and is Sparc, a V-Sport, possibly the first, where virtual reality players play in fast-paced, highly sweaty gameplay, and that's available on the HTC Vive, the Oculus Rift and the PSVR, which you can see me playing on here. And gloriously, we are gifted with the beautiful, generous offer of cross-platform play. Just like countless games before it, Sparc goes back to where it arguably first began for video games and giving us Video Tennis 2018. To be fair, it does look a little bit better than that, but the principle is the same to be fair. Okay, so players are put into an enclosed game court, which is essentially a corridor, and the object of the game is to hit your opponent with your or their ball. But bear in mind, the opponent is trying to do the same thing to you. Now if you hold onto your ball, you get to use it as a shield for one block, at which point you have to throw it to recharge it once again. Now behind each player there is a circle, and if you get your ball through their circle, that counts as a strike and your ball becomes bigger and faster. That's it. It's that straightforward. Now Sparc is primarily an online multiplayer game, but it does have a single player challenge mode with timed leaderboards that you can hone your skills throwing at targets and the like. And you know, it can be fun, and bragging rights against friends is great, but I just feel that an offline career or AI opponents would have been really welcome in a game like this. With the cross-platform multiplayer, there are 3 levels of play. There's basic, advanced and experimental. Basic is a 3-minute timed match with overtime available if needed. You get a medium assist and you also get knuckle guards, which is the big thing. Knuckle guards essentially act like wee shields that you can punch each ball away, and you still get your proper shield as well. Advanced is the first to 4 points for the best of 3 rounds, and it's got a low aim assist with no knuckle guards. Experimental is the same rules as the basic setup, except instead of a straight corridor, the geometry is altered, so I think it's on its side, which changes all the angles. But I've not played this yet because I've yet to find a player to play with me online, which I'll come to. When playing online, I always tried to head to the advanced section because I felt that the knuckle guards made the game a little too easy. Although in saying that, if you do throw with one arm only, you end up getting a wee bit cross-armed as you try to throw a ball and punch another one away. The cross-platform idea is brilliant, and I love when games have this in it because it means I can play with my brother who plays on PC. The sad thing was I couldn't set up a private match to play with my brother because it's like for like, so if you're PSVR you have to play private matches with PSVR, and likewise for PC. Although there are rumours that there might be individual servers going to be put into it, so you can set up a server with a password that anyone can join with the password. That would be most welcome. The physics of the game are really good, and once you get a hang of the game you do actually feel like you're throwing a ball and you are inside that corridor. The VR really immerses you. And because you have to use motion controllers, there's no option to use a normal gamepad. Because of the motion controllers, you've got no option but to get right into the feel of it. With the shield, you do get a real sense that it is hitting a shield, although physics-wise, I feel that I couldn't control the deflections as well as I could the throws. That could be a lack of skill, but I just couldn't feel I could direct it as accurately as I could the throws. It's a physical game and it really makes you sweat and gives you a good workout. I mean, there's no sitting down for this game at all, and a few players that I did meet online were complaining of repetitive strain from playing it all day, so you know, take your breaks. The customization of your character is quite good. There's lots of choices. You can change all different things from your visor to your suit, the colours, the colour of your ball, the trail, everything like that. The only doublers that I saw were people who had just not changed their character at all and were using the initial setup, so you're very rarely going to see someone that looks like you. The graphics and the sound design, while fairly straightforward, are actually really good. They go down a kind of Daft Punk Tron style look to them. There was no real issues that I could see, all fairly smooth. While it being VR, it really does immerse you, and you know, the sense of depth that you get in that corridor is brilliant, and it's one of those games that when you take off the mask, you forget where you were. When you're not playing a game, you're in a lobby waiting to go and you join a queue to join the game, and while you're doing that you can watch a game going on at the moment. And it's a kind of smaller scale, so it's a shrunk down version, so you're like a god watching these people play. And likewise, when you're in the corridor, you can look out and see people watching you, you know, 10 times the size. The game does have a great feature in which it's push to talk, which switches your microphone on like a walkie-talkie. Please do this because I don't want to hear you huffing and a puffing when you're throwing the 20th ball of a rally. Because you use your motion controllers for the interface as well, it's got that whole Minority Report feel to it, moving things around, so you can be Tom Cruise or Colin Farrell. Sparc does have that just one more game feeling to it, and even if you don't win your game, you get a sense that you might be able to win your next game. There's no overpowering at all. Because it does have such a shallow single player game, unless you want to hit targets all night, you're going to be playing online against real people, and sometimes you just want an easy night of it and just to play on your own. That's not really going to happen with Sparc unless you like those timed shooting gallery type things. Another thing is there's no tracked wins at the moment, so when you play online you've no idea how many games you've won. There is a kind of breakdown of each game as it comes, but I would love to know how many online games I've won, lost, hit percentage, all that kind of stuff would be great. But perhaps this brings us to the game's main fault, and that is that the player base is just too small, which is a real shame. The first time I played it took me 15 minutes to get my first online game. Now, thankfully that hasn't happened again, but even then it's just a handful of people, maybe 5 or 6 people playing at once. There are community leagues that are arranged and they will organise times to come on, and you can join one of those to guarantee play, but you know, if you don't do that, then you could be playing against 3 people and you could be playing against that one guy who's really good and going to beat you 10-1 every time, and you know, you can only withstand that for so long. And this is all a real pity because Sparc is a really fun and straightforward game. I've only been playing since the game came out on PC, so cross-platform was enabled, so I can only guess how quiet it was before that was introduced. Sparc, like many VR games, is straightforward, easy pick up and play action. And it might take you a few goes to get your head around the physics of it all, but once you do, it's essentially just an easy game of dodgeball tennis. Games have been trying for years to get us up off the couch, and boy does this one get you going. You'll be sweating like mad, so get your fitness gear on. A friendly, if small, community is there to enhance the fun, but it's essentially a sticking plaster over what is a non-existent single player, unless you like those shooting galleries, which personally don't interest me. VR games are generally smaller than the regular game type cousins, but Sparc keeps bringing you back for more because each match is going to be different every time. And while it's not quite FIFA or Madden, I do think it's one of the better VR games out there, and it's a good addition to the library. Thanks for watching this review. Please do click subscribe if you want to see some more. We're hoping to get a lot more video stuff online this year. We are going to come back with a bang. You're going to see Colin's face, you're going to see my face, you will be sick of it. We've already been in your ears, let's get in your eyes.